What's happening? What's happening, everybody? Oh, you can't hear anything?
Nothing.
You hear nothing?
Nope. I can hear us. There we go. There we go. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, I can hear myself.
Now I can hear myself.
What's happening, everybody? What's going on? This is your boy, the real John Wolf.
Uncle Jake.
And we're in the fucking building today. So I got a Mick Ultra Zero. We're going to Florida next week. It's going to be nice. A little family vacay. Are you drinking anything?
I am. I got a little, little bourbon and Coke. I am a fan of some Jim Beam after a nice long day of trap shooting.
And cooking. Don't forget
smoking some ribs.
Yeah. That was
Those ribs did turn out pretty damn good, dude. I'm not going to lie. They turned out good.
Phenomenal. How do I sound in the mic?
A little soft.
I do sound a little soft. I'm not sure what that is.
Turn it up.
You sound great.
Turn you up. You turn the main. There.
Do I sound good now?
A little more.
How about now?
I think you're messing with me. That's me.
Oh, you're louder.
Yeah. Go with the other one.
How about now?
I think that's the whole main.
Oh, shit.
Go with there you go. That should be.
Okay, let's try this one.
There you go. That's you. Now turn.
I sound better?
Turn the main down.
We're getting all this on camera.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, Struggle Bus 101 from sometimes to sometimes.
There we go. You were a little loud.
Yeah, much better, much better. I think we're getting it figured out.
Yeah, I had literally 3 minutes before it was recognized that I was gone. So let's just fucking get into it. Great, beautiful Sunday. Let's shoot some shit real quick. What's been on your mind lately?
Candace Owens. She has not per se been on my mind, even though she's a very attractive woman. That's not where I was going.
Yeah, I get you.
But she's been throwing out some pretty good podcasts that have kind of caught my attention and have always been in the back of my mind. I'm a conspiracy theorist through and through.
Okay.
No such thing as a coincidence. Mm-hmm. Logically, things are what they are and happen for what they happen. Okay. So she has been calling out or recognizing, however you want to word it, the 9/11.
Okay. Oh, we're talking about 9/11 today?
And I have been seeing, and I've seen in the past, but, here's a little short synapse, and then I'll get some feedback from you. Mm-hmm. The most secure building in the world is the Pentagon.
Right.
There's 70 cameras at 20 different angles, and I could be wrong on the exact amount of angles and cameras, but you get the gist.
Right.
Nothing exists. All the footage is gone.
Yeah.
What? What do you mean gone? Conveniently gone? So it's things like that are just that's one.
Yeah.
Are you struggle busting over there?
Yeah. No, you can just keep going. I'll get it figured out.
So there's CNN and 2 other media outlets were there.
I'm a rock star, baby.
On the day.
Yeah.
Pre-set up, aimed at the buildings. How did CNN get notification to be there at that time? Why were they there? There's some external camera footages from like you and I, total peons that are on the recording.
Yeah.
What hasn't been suppressed, you can see, and I've never questioned that the plane hit the building. At least the first 2 anyway. Right. I've never questioned that. You can physically see the plane hit. Okay. Where the concern goes is what everybody's always said, a controlled demolition. If you take a cylinder and you control demolition, it drops from straight up to straight down in a nice little pile. Mm-hmm. If something was to hit like a grain silo from the left or the right, it falls over left or the right.
Right.
None of the towers did that. They fell collapsed down. And when you slow down video, you can actually see
right, yeah.
As things are starting to collapse, like a controlled blast. They've also found that the steel beams are cut at a perfectly 45-degree angle.
Sure are, yeah. They are.
They also said that people were in there a week or two before doing stuff. Can't come in here. We're
Can't forget that insurance policy they took out too. Yeah.
The insurance policy was just only for a terrorist event. Did you know that? It wasn't.
I didn't know that.
It wasn't. Oh, hey, if our building catches fire, no. It was a specific policy.
Yeah.
For a terrorist act.
Right.
They're like, oh, we'll insure you on that. Fuck, take your money. That shit didn't happen. And it happened.
It sure did. Yeah, it did.
Here's where the two other big things come into mindfuck.
Okay.
Building 7 never got hit by anything. Mm-hmm. And it completely collapsed straight down.
Yeah.
Conveniently, that's where all the paperwork and data and where all the files were at. Well, whatever you just did, you killed it.
Oh.
There you go. Much better.
Yeah, how about this?
So there's one. The second thing, and it's probably that's worse.
That's worse. Oh fuck!
Loud for you.
Sorry, we're screwing this up. Here we go.
Is
that better?
Much. Now turn up a little bit more. There you go.
Okay.
So where the last and final piece is just the craziest is the Pentagon. So no, like I said, no cameras. All the footage is gone. Nothing exists.
Right.
But you supposedly have the worst pilot out of all the terrorist pilots. He failed everything. They wouldn't even give him his license for a Cessna, a little fucking puddle jump plane. Yeah. But he takes a 747 and does this miraculous loop, comes all the way back around, and takes this plane 6 feet from the ground and goes through the front door of the Pentagon. Right. Are you fucking kidding me? It was a goddamn rocket.
It's crazy.
We did it just like we did the JFK. Okay. And now everything is coming out about that.
Right.
So all those people were like, dude, that was an inside job.
Yeah. This is peak podcasting right here, too. You see me holding this? We're not stopping shit, and it's for y'all.
That's right. I mean,
so
the real.
This is the real.
John Wolf.
No, I agree, man. I think that, just to be 100% real, I think... hopefully this picks up because the audio thing doesn't. They're not big, so hopefully it's not quiet. But I guess we'll see.
If it's quiet, just turn your shit up.
I guess I could just we got it.
Not you. I'm talking about the motherfuckers listening. If you can't hear it, turn it up.
Fucking shit up. No, I agree. And you know it's crazy because before all this stuff started coming out, I remember I tried to have conversations. So just starting at the beginning, because I don't want to get ahead of myself. In the beginning, I remember when this happened. I remember we were getting ready for school. I remember we lived with my grandparents in Chicago at the time, and I remember my grandfather had it on. He was horrified. We were all like, oh my God. I remember studying it when I went to 8th grade. It was a fascinating topic, but just the way, I remember being able to identify certain things. Like, everybody in the United States was united at that time because it was us against them. And they fucking were all signing up for the military, and we went over there. Did you know that a part of like our presence in the Middle East was because of Israel? Netanyahu said if you took out Saddam Hussein, everything's going to be better, blah, blah, blah.
Dude, all that was an inside job to help somebody else. That's all that shit was for.
The Mossad and the CIA work very, very, very closely. CIA, George Bush Sr., the director of the CIA.
Epstein.
We can get into that too. But I think it's just kind of crazy how, that presence was a part of why we've been fucked for 25 years, 24 years, losing a lot of American lives, destabilizing the Middle East.
When JFK get assassinated, that's when we started getting fucked from that moment on.
Oh, yeah.
Reagan took over and kind of brought it back, and then we got fucked again.
Yeah, it's been a lot of bullshit. Around that time, for sure, there's been a lot of cooperation with the government officials and organized crime. And now we have a completely infiltrated political system run by criminals. And so I think that I wish we knew the real reason, because some people are like, okay, what's to justify war with the Middle East? Because they knew, because in the 90s, Bin Laden attacked, and supposedly Bin Laden, who used to be a CIA agent as well.
Well, see, I know we're going to get off topic, but that hole there was because they had something they found that we wanted. It wasn't about oil. You remember the whole Grand Canyon and the Smithsonian made shit disappear and it never happened?
Yeah.
That's what was going on over in Iraq. There was a weapon of mass destruction. Yeah. It was an alien. There was something other than oil. It had nothing to do with fucking oil at all. That's why we were there.
I wish we had, I'm pretty sure we're going to find out soon, but I wish we had like a better, like a more clear, like right now, all the experts, they've been talking about it for years, but a lot of documents are coming out to support what we've been saying for years. And, but I wish I had more of a concrete view, because I do think that there was something in Iran or Iran. I heard about that. I don't know the specifics, but some sort of technology, and that was the real reason we were over there.
100%. Yeah, that's what all I've heard through the dark web or through the. It's only a conspiracy until it's proven.
Until it's proven true,
right?
And we've been seeing a lot of that. And with JFK, it's supposedly, man, he got set up, and they used like mobsters to do it or something like that. But like, he got set up by the CIA for sure.
The CIA and I think the mafia was 100% in on it, all because the LBJ was a crooked motherfucker. They wanted the Federal Reserve, and JFK said, "Dude, that's a money laundering scheme. You guys can't do that."
Yep, and they got it. Now look at us.
Well, it's because they killed that motherfucker, so they ended up doing it. And I know we're back on the political topic, and we've had some,
No, this is part of this.
I know, but I'm just saying we've had some kickback. Hey, you guys are always political. Yes, I am, because I am pro-America, and I think pro-America, unfortunately, always comes back to politics.
Yeah, it's.
But let's get back to where we're going. I'm sorry.
It's crazy. I think that so with that, basically, so in the 90s when they attacked the World Trade Center the first time, they supposedly, they let that happen. And with this one, they had the CIA knew, and
well, they 100% knew, just like Pearl Harbor. Yeah. They 100% knew where and when. Yeah. They let Pearl Harbor happen because we needed an excuse to go to war.
Yeah, so
that was one.
There's
always an agenda. There's no such thing as, oh, we just randomly got bombed today. The fuck?
Trying to save some shit. Like maybe World War II. That was the only time. But outside of
nobody wants a piece of America now.
Yeah,
that's why Trump is all up in it. Oh, would you like to do business with it? We got your back.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, you're backing them? You've never done that before? Nope, we haven't. Yeah. But they've got us, and now we got them. What you gonna do about it?
So it's crazy because like they let that either. There is some sort of agenda, which I believe to be true, that there's some sort of agenda. This was all set up. This was constructed by our government. Or the other thing is that they let it happen for whatever their agenda is. So either way, there's an agenda, and it happened. Well, they killed thousands of American lives for it.
The whole government doing it is such a sketch word. Yes, it's the government, but so let's just, everybody hates Trump, right?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really care for Biden, and I didn't really care for Obama. Mm-hmm. But at some point, if you're just the puppet, and I'm doing shit behind your back with authority, but you don't know that I'm doing it, you didn't command that I did it, now you're innocent by, what do we call it? Plausible deniability. Right. So it's how much, I believe Trump is, he's 90%. Fuck you, I'm running this shit. In, out, up, down, left, right. Yeah. Let's go back to Biden. Yeah. Was he 10% in charge? 20% in charge? No. Mike, what's his face? The secretary dude now. Damn it, I'm screwing it up. Sat down with Biden. He finally got everybody out of the goddamn room. Said, did you know you signed this? He goes, oh, no, I didn't sign it. He goes, no, you signed this. Yeah. Did you know you signed X into... He goes... No. It was just to check into it. He goes, no, you signed it. This is... Biden didn't have a fucking clue.
He had no idea.
So at what point is the agenda being pushed that you don't even... You know what I mean?
I think it's all... outside of Trump, it's all... Here's the other thing, too. Before I get back into it. Like, all the black people loved Trump before. Like, everybody loved Trump. He was in movies. He was in every reference. He was all around the celebrities. It wasn't
Trump was
politics.
Trump was a Democrat before politics.
Right. And then now once he, is doing his thing, now he's a racist and blah, blah, blah. But I think that he's going to release the 9/11 files because there was some talks about that. But our government did it. It was, it's crazy too because there's so much pushback, veteran or not. There's so much pushback about it because of what the reality actually is. And the reality is we either allowed or we were complicit in this thing that happened. And nobody wants to believe that. Nobody wants to believe that. And the engineers are talking about it. There's thermite. The way the buildings fell, the thermite that was... They found thermite, the results of thermite being activated. So if the experts are saying it, are we going to listen to them, or are we just going to...
If it's green and croaks like a frog...
It's a fucking duck.
It's probably a fucking frog.
But like everybody, it's the feeling police. Everybody's the feeling police now, and if it offends somebody, or if it's this or that, or fucks with their worldview, we're not going to talk about it. But like the truth of the matter is, we did that. We were part of that. Why? And people were talking about bombs going off. There's video, the missile on the underside of the plane that went in the bill, or whatever that was on the bottom of it.
See, that was a whole nother thing. When that plane, right before it hit, it did a little belly turn.
Yeah.
And there's video all from all three news channels who were conveniently there.
Yeah.
And underneath side of that plane was not a commercial airline.
Right.
It had, whether it was extra fuel, whether it was rockets, whatever it was, you could physically see it in the videos.
Yeah.
None of the videos have been altered. There's only a few of them out there that have leaked.
Yeah.
The problem is, as soon as I've shared them, they instantly go away.
Well, here's the other crazy part. The people that are saying, yeah, there were bombs that were going off. There was a black dude, I can't remember his name, but he was talking and he mysteriously died.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck? So back then, I didn't know everything. I still don't know everything. But I remember thinking, like, this is too much. Like, what do you mean? Like, if an engineer tells me I've done controlled demolitions for 20 years and this is a controlled demolition, we should at least think about it. Here's the thing I have a problem with. The fact that everybody has an issue with the content. They don't have an issue with what is being speculated. They have an issue with what you said.
It's how you said it, and depending on, do you lean left or right? If you were hypothetically
I don't know about that.
Oh, no, I do. I think if you're a Trump hater,
mm-hmm.
Look at what he's done logistically in 100 days.
Yeah.
He's done some great things.
Yeah.
There's not a media station out there other than Fox that is showing all the great things that he's accomplished in 100 days. It's, it's a hidden agenda.
I mean, way back in the day, like people don't like that you say that America was attacked from the inside, or they allowed this to happen for whatever their reasons are. And really it was because of the audit, right? They were auditing the Federal Reserve, or not the Federal Reserve, the Pentagon. So they blew up the fucking Pentagon. Strategically, the accounting section.
That specific floor was hit first. That was where the $2 trillion was
supposedly. They couldn't find it. And now they're like, oh, well, we're going to hold these people accountable. Oh, well, look at this crazy event that happened.
Just because the building blew the fuck up, whoever was in charge for those files need to be held accountable.
He's probably dead.
Cool. Who's next in line? You're accountable.
They're probably dead. I mean, they blew up the whole department.
Well,
I have to do some more research to say, okay, was this person had over? And I probably should have. But like they hit that with the missile. They said it was a plane, but it didn't look like a plane, especially when there's no wreckage. And
that's what I said. Through the Pentagon, there's no... And some of the wreckage that they did find is not of the plane that they said hit. So they said, man, 747. So that big the spins, it has all the air coming through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? If that's the engine or turbo or turbine, like I said, I don't know the terminology.
Maybe not the engine, yeah.
So the one that's supposed to be on there is like 10 foot by 10 foot by... I mean, it's huge, right? The one they found is like 3 foot by 3 foot. That's not even... So what they're saying, going back to the plane that when it turned right before it hit and had the undercarriage of something, that wasn't the 747 carrying the passengers. Right. That was a military plane.
Yes. Yeah, and apparently it came from Fort, or not Fort, it came from a military base.
Was it Fort Myer? What?
No, it's Fort. That's in Florida. It's like I forgot what it's called. We talked about it the other day, but I couldn't believe it. Like this guy talking with Candace Owens is like, this came from this military. It's like so it couldn't have been something that we just let happen. It was something we did.
Yes. Now
I guess the question would be, what happened to the people that were on the plane? And that's a big speculation.
You know, that brings up a whole nother conspiracy theory of the frickin' NASA and the motherfuckers blowing up in the space shuttle. Mm-hmm. And now you can go online and find doppelgangers of the teacher, Krista McCullough, all the other astronauts, all grown up. They're like, they show side by side. Oh, that's not them. Oh, that's not me. That's not my name.
Yeah.
Really?
But what would be the purpose of that? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, not that
I don't know. Why is frickin' Fruit of the Loom say, no, we never had a cornucopia on our fucking underwear? And sure as the fuck, we've had a cornucopia. I remember it plain as day, and people have brought up, look, I have shit in my underwear drawer. Here, look. Yeah. Cornucopia. But yet they said, no, it's never. It's called the Mandela effect. If we can mind fuck you, we're going to mind fuck you.
But why?
I don't know.
And this is why I like conspiracy This is why I like conspiracy theorizing. This is why I like talking with other people, because conspiracy theorists, if you notice, are the only ones who are thinking. Even if you're wrong, even if we're wrong, which we're not. But if there's other conspiracy theories that we talk about, and maybe it's information that we don't have at the time, we're at least thinking our way through the fucking situation.
If you're not, I don't want to say questioning, the sun comes up, sun comes down, but if you're not going, wonder why that is. Why are we hurtling through space every single month, every single day, every single year? I see the same Big Dipper. It's in the same spot. It never moves. Mm-hmm. Aren't we spinning really fast? And so it's things like that. You go, like, wait a minute, what? Hang on a second.
Yeah, I think we are, but I think at the same time, like that positioning, because of how big space is. That the position of the Earth, no matter where, the sun is the thing that moves. No,
the sun is stationary. We spin around the sun.
Fuck, my bad. See, I'm obviously an idiot.
Yeah.
But don't nobody listen to this anymore.
the whole solar system,
that's right.
We're flowing through it at thousands of miles an hour.
We go around the sun. My bad.
And the Earth.
The sun moves around the Earth.
The Earth is spinning at 1,000 revolutions per whatever, and going around. But if we're going around, wouldn't you think, as we're here looking to the stars, that when we're over here, it's not the same stars? It would be different.
The only thing I would have to say about that is because space is, we can't understand.
Infinite?
I mean, yeah, but like we can't wrap our mind around how actually big it is. Like we go outside and we're like, oh, it's a lot of open space, but if we're in space, it's so big that we can't, there's no words for it. So I think that it's just a part of space that's so big, it doesn't really matter where we're at.
But I think at some point logics come in. So if you're standing in an open circle, let's just call it a circle, okay? Mm-hmm. You look to your left shoulder and take a mental picture. Mm-hmm. You look to your right shoulder and you take a mental picture.
Yeah.
In 6 months, that left and right picture should be different, not the same. It's the same.
That makes sense. I mean, what you say makes sense, but I think it's just because space is so big. But also, when you look out into space, you'll see the stars, and they look like it's. Or you look at a picture of like, look at all these galaxies, and everything looks really close together. Space is so big that each one of those stars, for the most part, is like the equivalent of if I'm standing 4 miles away from you with a grain of sand in a mirror, and that grain of sand represents the star, and I'm reflecting it from you to you to show you like where it's at. Like that's a way like for us to like kind of wrap our head around like how far apart these stars are from each other. Because if you're just flying through space, in theory, you're not going to hit anything.
But what we're seeing from the stars is not actually there. We're seeing something that was there 1,000,000 years ago.
You're seeing some of the light that's there, but we capture some of the light that's from stars that are currently alive. Some of it is like it's hard to. Hopefully, I'm saying it. There might be an astrophysicist who's punching the TV screen.
Bring it. Come sit down at the compound, man. We would love to have someone who's smarter than us. It doesn't happen very often, but bring it.
And we're gonna treat you like shit.
I'll at least give you a bourbon. Not whiskey, because I don't drink that shit.
Yeah.
Maybe some tequila, but bourbon for sure.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying. I just think that like when it comes to that, the people that were saying that there was bombs going off, the firefighter said it. Like people were just like, I heard bombs. Now, yeah, if a plane flies into the building, it's something gonna blow up. Yeah, but like bombs going off continuously, you see like the smoke plumes coming out. They're like, oh, that's just a forest collapsing. But people who do this for a living are like, I know what this is.
Well, the buildings were built to withstand shit like that.
Yeah.
So here's the next question. We've all had Lincoln Logs or Legos or even stacked damn cups on top. Yeah. And when you push at the top, what happens? It just falls. The whole thing falls because it's connected. Yeah. Nothing fell. It went straight down. Right, yeah. Every single building went straight down as it imploded.
And Building 7 was just on fire. Nothing came into it, and then all of a sudden it falls down.
But
if you question that, you're fucking anti-American. How fucking dare you? My dad died for this country. It's like, okay, well, why are you internalizing your trauma and shit and not looking at the fact that something is going on here?
I'm not questioning who was there. Yeah. The efforts and everything happened. How did it happen? Why did it happen? Yeah. It's definitely not how it has been portrayed to the American public.
You know what I think? This is going to make me sound stupid, but you know what I think? So when I went to a family reunion, I was 16, 17, I have family my whole family, or people I'm related to, because I don't really fuck with anybody, but everybody I'm related to for the most part has done some sort of military service. So there was somebody talking about 9/11 and that these things need to happen for some sort of like, they need to happen in order to like gain some sort of like, what is it? Like bring us into a new era of something else. And so,
a reset.
To reset things. And so I think that these things, these tragedies, these events happen for selfish reasons. There's evil people and blah, blah, blah. But they are there to usher us into some other area of whatever's supposed to come next. I think that it's too much shit going on, and I don't necessarily believe in God in that way, but I think there's some sort of spiritual force here that there's some sort of good and evil going on. And so these events are like a sign of moving towards whatever the ultimate end is. Because if you think about it, like right now, what else could happen? Based on, we had world wars, we had this going on, we had that going on. I think it's like planned to usher us into some sort of something. In some way. I gotta speculate on what that could be, but
I almost agree with you, but I don't want to say it's planned. Yeah. I think somebody had a plan, and they know if they push this button or that button, it's going to set things in motion. Yeah. The whole stock market, the whole Nancy Pelosi makes $175,000 a year, but she's worth $250 million.
Which is nuts. Yeah. Apparently she's supposed to be getting investigated.
I hope she loses every fucking red cent penny.
Mm-hmm. What do you all think?
Please, give us comments back. I mean, I think it's the straightest bullshit in the world. Martha Stewart went to jail for a few years, if I do remember, because her accountant or her money marketing manager said, hey, you should invest. Oh, that's how you can't. What? But yet, and they say, well, if any politician does it, they have 45 days. Yeah. Shit happens overnight. Yeah. 24 to 48 hours is where you make your money. Not 48 days.
Criminals are running the shit. Of course, it seems to work out for them, but Martha Stewart,
always.
She's not a criminal in that aspect, but I definitely think that 9/11 was an inside job. I definitely think the war was fucking stupid and bullshit. And now the Middle East is a fucking shithole. And the crazy thing about the Middle East, it's one thing for there to be Islam, but now it's radical Islam in the Middle East, and people are getting, babies are getting killed, women can't drive and can't do shit. And it used to be like America in the 70s. If anybody looks up Iran and Afghanistan in the 60s, 70s, it looks like America. There's nice roads, women aren't wearing hijabs, and now it's fucking tribal. It's everything's destroyed.
That's only in parts. Iran's still a beautiful country. There's still plenty of beautiful places.
That's true. But
they showed that the other day, actually. They said there was a whole big old video I seen where they were doing just everybody has that mentality. This is a rubbleless shithole because of all the war. And then they show like Greenland, Iceland style. You're like, oh shit, I didn't know that existed.
I stand corrected. But also I hear the ladies yelling. We're going to go ahead and call it here. But please tell us what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us we
hit
suck.
that fucking bell, bitches. Do it.
We suck. Say, hey, your audio is shit. Let me know something so I can continue.
Alex, I know you're listening. I know you watch. Give us a comment, dog. Let me hear what you got to say.
Yeah, give me a kiss, Alex. All right, we love you all.
Later.
Peace.